We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. When I took office, I committed to fixing this broken immigration system, and I began by doing what I could to secure our borders. But today, our immigration system is broken, and everybody knows it. There are actions I have the legal authority to take as president. Tonight, I'm announcing those actions. We'll build on our progress at the border with additional resources for our law enforcement personnel so that they can stem the flow of illegal crossings and speed the return of those who do cross over. If you're a criminal, you'll be deported.
You mentioned immigration. There's a humanitarian crisis on the border. Some of your critics have said you have to speak out more directly to the people of Central America and say, don't come. If you come, you will be deported.
Well, we've done that. The problem is that under current law, once those kids come across the border, there's a system in which we're supposed to process them, take care of them, until we can send them back.
So is your message don't come?
Oh, our message absolutely is don't send your children unaccompanied on trains or through a bunch of smugglers.
Not coyotes didn't bring them over. Their parents were with them.
Through a bunch of smugglers.
Like coyotes.
From their parents.
Like coyotes.
Through a bunch of smugglers.
Cartels.
Parents.
Smugglers.
They built cages. You know, they used to say, I built the cages. And then they had a picture in a certain newspaper. And it was a picture of these horrible cages. And they said, look at these cages. President Trump built them. And then it was determined they were built in 2014. That was him.
This erstwhile democracy where they have the greatest disparity in wealth. It's one of the wealthiest countries in the hemisphere. And because of a corrupt system that exists in Mexico, there is the 1% of the population at the top, a very small middle class, and the rest is abject poverty. Folks, I voted for a fence. I voted, unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it, I voted for a 700-mile fence. But let me tell you, we can build a fence 40 stories high, unless it changes the dynamic in Mexico. And you will not like this, and punish American employers who knowingly violate the law when in fact they hire illegals.
I would in fact make sure that we immediately surge to the border.
Give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. Good morning, Chief Ortiz. Can you state and spell your name for the record?
Yeah, Raul Ortiz, R-A-U-L, Ortiz, O-R-T-I-Z.
What capacity do you serve the Border Patrol now?
I'm the Chief of the United States Border Patrol.
Would you agree, Chief Ortiz, that the southern border is currently in crisis?
Objection. Yes.
Would you agree, Chief Ortiz, that unprecedented numbers of aliens are illegally entering the United States right now?
Objection. Yes.
Are the individuals that are turning themselves in, are they turning themselves in because they believe they're going to be paroled?
Objection.
I would imagine that they're turning themselves in because they think they're going to be released, yes.
Would you agree, Chief Ortiz, that the aliens who cite favorable immigration policy as a reason to come to the United States are perceiving what actually is happening in the United States?
Objection.
Yes.
When President Biden was elected, did the number of aliens trying to illegally enter the United States increase or decrease?
Objection.
Increase.
From your 31 years of experience, has the Border Patrol in a year ever had the number of encounters that it's going to have in 2022?
Objection.
No.
Is the crisis that is currently ongoing at the southern border making the border less safe for Americans and aliens alike?
Objection.
Yes.
Since President Biden was elected, does this document indicate that aliens illegally entering the United States perceive that they will be able to enter and remain in the United States?
Objection.
Yes.
Why is it important to detain and remove demographics that are amenable to the Border Patrol?
One, you want to make sure you have consequences.
Okay. And if you don't have consequences, what is likely going to happen?
Objection.
In my experience, we have seen increases when there are no consequences.
Okay. So if migrant populations believe that there are not going to be consequences, more of them will come to the border. Is that what you're saying?
Objection.
There is an assumption that if migrant populations are told that there's a potential that they may be released, that yes, you can see increases.
If you're not detaining and removing demographics that are amenable, and the flow will compound, so it will increase at an exponential rate, is that what is being suggested here?
Objection.
Well, I do think it will increase, yeah.